Hey guys, it's me, my face, and complete mental exhaustion. Today's little happy dance is brought to us by coffee, because it's midday on a Sunday, and I'm not a barbarian. I'm lying, I am a barbarian. I just didn't want to go back downstairs and get wine. If you're new here, my name is Andrea, and this is a channel about cross-stitch and maybe English paper piecing and sometimes coffee, a lot of times beer and wine, occasionally cats, my mental health, your mental health, our mental health as a country. Did I mention wine? If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. It has been another hectic week helping to take care of my father. If you missed last week's video, my father ended up hospitalized, luckily with not with COVID. He has COPD and was having a lot of trouble breathing, so they're kind of building him up. He was on a steroid, he's got some new medication, and honestly, he's doing a lot better. And I'm so thankful for all the messages I received with your support and just checking on him and things like that. He's doing amazingly. I talked to him earlier today. He had already made his oatmeal for breakfast at like 8 a.m. And by 11, he had already made his second breakfast that we talk about because he's a hobbit and he eats 2 breakfasts. The oatmeal gets him through the morning. And then the 11sies is like this big breakfast of like an English muffin with scrambled egg on it and either a sausage patty or maybe some bacon or maybe some Spam, whatever he feels like. Cheese, whatever. He makes a sandwich, like a sandwich, and then he'll have lunch at like 2 and then dinner. So, and he's making that all on his own. So things are getting much better. This is going to be kind of a crazy week coming up because he does have several doctor's appointments scheduled that my sister and I need to get him to. He's also due to get the vaccine on Wednesday, but we are due to get a lot of snow Monday into Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. All that to say that it has been a hectic week, and I didn't do a ton of stitching, but I did do a fair amount. I even have a finish. I know. Who knew? So let's just jump in. The first thing that I worked on is the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler. That's all I'm going to call it because I haven't called it the same thing twice. I managed to get a lot of this middle part filled in on this big old motif. This is a big old motif. But I am enjoying it, and I'm continuing to enjoy using the ThreadWorks threads. Although I have to say I'm getting a little, not sloppy, but, you know, using a variegated thread, I have been pretty consistently doing 1x at a time. For this, I've just kind of I've gone whichever way the wind blows. Basically, I've just decided, you know, I'm stitching here and I need to get to here. You know what? These are going to be half crosses and then finish them coming back down because, yeah. The variegation, especially in this purple and green, is kind of subtle enough that you really can't tell. It's not obvious that I changed midstream or anything like that. So I don't think that's going to make a whole lot of difference. I think it's going to make this stitch up just a tiddly bit faster. But we'll see. As always, we'll see. The next thing I worked on is Templar Prophecy. This is from Long Dog Samplers. And I made some progress. I worked on, let's see, I filled in a little more up here. And I believe I had not finished that third unicorn last time we spoke. And then I did some fill in down here, added this guy, did a little crown. I'm sorry, I'm all wiggly. And then finally just filled in some black down here because I was kind of just looking to mindlessly go back and forth last night. So I filled in a fair number of places. Have I hit the edge yet? No. Will I soonish? Maybe. At a certain point, I'm going to have to move the Q-snap again to get to that edge, and I think that's when I might move this onto scroll rods. I can't say that I prefer scroll rods over Q-snaps, over tension hoops, over... I think just sometimes I need to switch it up. You know, my father always likes to say that a change is as good as a rest. So I think that maybe what I'm looking for is just a change of how I handle this and what I'm able to see. I like, I'll show you my death by cross stitch in a minute. I like that it's all in front of me while I'm working on it. I think that motivates me more, or just kind of makes me enjoy it more. So we'll see what happens with that this week. The last thing that I worked on is Death by Cross Stitch. This is also from Long Dog Samplers. And I'm feeling the Long Dog Samplers this week. I tighten up my thing here. I actually considered starting a new one. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. Let's talk about this one this week. This one, I worked on this entire motif. And I got pretty much all of this filled in, which was not insignificant, I have to say. For all that space in there, that was kind of noodly. I don't know why it took me quite so long as it did, but it did. But hopefully once this part is all done, I can go back to kind of, you know, like doing all the border parts to kind of make these little enclosures, and then just finish up major motifs, and then maybe with any luck move it down and start a new page. I don't really know where the pages are at this point because I'm using Pattern Keeper and I have it not designating the pages, because once you're in Pattern Keeper, it really doesn't matter where the page starts and ends. You just keep stitching. So, I don't know. I'm just going to move on to the next set of things. But yeah, this is coming out. I've renewed interest in this. I was dragging my feet for a long time. What I may do, because I kind of finding that the cat does not have a whole lot of interest in this. I'm afraid to take the chance. But I think if I leave it out on my floor stand more often, I will stitch on it more often, because it'll be right there waiting for me, rather than, oh, I got to get the big 3-foot whatever and move this out of the way and do that. You know, it'll just be kind of there waiting for me. We'll see. That's how I live my life. We'll see. Drink if you can't commit. The last thing I worked on is actually a finish. This is Rack Stack from Plum Street Samplers. And I finished it right down to the back stitching. I did the back stitching. Did I do my... I did. I even did my... I remember to do initials. Can I just tell you? Look at the white stitches. That ain't half bad. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not Vanna. But it's not a 5-year-old either. I am pretty darn impressed with that. And, you know, for somebody who's never stitched on blue, because blue is not my favorite color, I think this looks good. I think it looks really good. And I have, like, a ton of it. This was a gift from my stitchy godmother, Laura, and it is finally being put to good use. That's the one thing that kind of, well, it's not the one thing, but it's the one thing that freaks me out sometimes about people sending me things, is I'm afraid that I'm not putting them to good enough use and that I'm somehow wasting their materials. And this makes me feel like I didn't, because look at it. It's big and it's done and it's not my usual style. So I'm really enjoying it because a change is as good as a rest. Thanks, Dad. I did swap out a few of the colors that were in here. So if anybody is interested in that color conversion, just let me know and I'll post it or something like that. It was pretty straightforward. I don't think I changed out. I think I changed out about half the colors, but if you want to know, I'm happy to share that with you. So that is it for the stitching. I didn't get a chance to work on really anything else this past week because not here most of the time. It's been kind of weird in a good, not good way. I've gone a year now in, working from home and trying to isolate as much as possible. And now all of a sudden having to go out to take care of my father and have all these people coming in and out of his house and mask up, mask off, mask up. Yeah. It feels good to have a reason to leave the house. I've been enjoying working at home, mostly because, I do like to kind of collapse into my own space. It's probably not the smartest thing for someone like me, but it's been working. But this having a reason to get up early and having a reason to put on real clothes and have hair that looks rational and things like that has made it a pretty good week for my innards, for my brains. It's kind of reminded me what it's like to be part of the world again, which I think I needed. But hopefully, further revelations don't occur every time my father gets sick. Let's keep him healthy. He's 89. I need another 20 years out of him. Maybe more. I am still woefully behind on my FLOSSTUBE watching. I think I'm at the point now where I have to just say, okay, I'm not going to try to catch up. I'm just going to start anew again. But I am at least enjoying watching other people stitching more than I have in the past month or so. It was getting to the point where, like, everything I was watching, I was just, I could have stitched that much. I could have done that. Maybe I want to start that project. No, you don't want to start any new projects. You can't start any new projects. You have a new project to start. CD Pumpkin Cottage. Where is it? It's over there. It's not even on a scroll rod yet, and I'm still missing 7 colors. 2 of which I think are pretty important because they're 2 that require 2 skeins. One is, I think, Carriage Black and Onyx from Sampler Threads, I think. Something like that. I did manage to order 2 that I was missing from Kitten Stitcher because she showed a book and I wanted the book because it's all little motifs, whatever. And so I decided I needed to buy it, and I now question what it is I thought I was going to do with that book. I don't know, but I liked it and I wanted it, so I bought it. I actually have a little credit in my PayPal because, unfortunately, Stitch Shenanigans has been officially canceled for this year. So McKenna very kindly returned our registration fees. So I had that kind of burning a hole in my PayPal. It was already spent money, so I don't think that even counts. But when that comes, obviously, I will show that haul. I was trying to think today. I did actually show you the haul that came in for CD Pumpkin Cottage. Did I not? I kind of remember it. I kind of don't, sometimes up there. Not everything travels in a straight line. So if I didn't show that before, I will definitely be showing that maybe when the next batch of stuff comes in for it. But I really have to get it on a scroll rod because I'm not going to start it until it's sitting there waiting for me. Because I'm not going to sit down at 7 o'clock at night and say, okay, let me put this together so that I can start working on it. I need it to be there and waiting for me, because I don't know, I guess I'm a princess. Do I look like a princess? I have not made any more hexies for my English paper piecing because reasons. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. I need to get my fabric. I need to give it an iron. I need to give it a little starching. I need to cut it into 4.5-inch squares. And then I just need to sit somewhere forever and make little hexagons until I'm done. And then sew them together. This is not hard. It works really well in my head. Again, not everything straight line. But I haven't done it. I haven't done it. Because it sounds great in my head and it feels like awful when I start trying to do it. And that's because depression is dumb. It is dumb. And it messes with things, and it's messing with me, and I need to get a rein in on that if I hope to get anything done soon. And I do hope to get something done soon. I am just overwhelmed by my whole world, but my coffee mug matches my hair. I think it's going to be okay. I think I've babbled at you enough for 1 week. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes and even your dislikes. And thank you so much for your comments. I read every single one of them, and you're all very important to me. Thank you for being my community. Bye, guys.